The redneck philosopher. Very Icelandic, I tell you. Yes. And philosophy, yes.
Hi, and welcome to the Thought of the Day. Today I wanted to talk about national spirit animals of different nations. If you get offended, good. If you're not on the list and got offended, let me know. I'll try to offend you some other way as well. Anyways, let's start with the list. This is my list, and I figured this list out by coming out with it myself. Well, Grok helped a bit, came with suggestions about countries mostly. But anyways, let's start. And I'll start with my own nationality, Iceland. Iceland is a puffin. We're really good sailors. We can hunt on sea, but we suck at flying. And yeah, we're flashy, we're cute, but silly bird, fucking silly bird. Now, the US of A, the great XL American bully, big, muscular, terrifying to look at, but really just wants to be in a 5-year-old's tea party with pearl necklace, Let's go for Iran. Iran is the majestic mountain goat getting fucked in the ass by Islam. The UK. And yeah, you're all English. The Northern English just want to join the EU. The English with a funny accent that, live on Ireland are just as English as, those that, shack sheeps on the west side of the M5. You guys are not a lion. You're an elderly, obese, neutered house cat. You may have ruled the neighborhood back in the day and could scratch and shit, but that was in the 1850s. Now you're struggling to get on the couch. France is the French bulldog. It barks aggressively on the balcony, but as soon as it goes on the street, it lies on the back, belly up, going, "Please, I surrender." I surrender. And then we got Germistan, an inbred, arthritic German shepherd with a funeral director personality. Extremely anal, authoritarian, obsessed with rule and order, but let's face it, is shitting and pissing himself all night because of genetic insuperiorities. Now, then we got the Australians. They're the koala. Cute, brain damaged, permanently stoned on eucalyptus, falls out of a tree regularly, somehow survives, while making terrible decisions, like importing the third world. Now we come to Italy. Italy is a white ferret, cosplaying as the mafia house cat. Claims ancient glory, but that's so far gone that nobody knows when that ended. They try to be majestic, but let's face it, those are chaotic little monsters. They're kind of like squirrels on crack, with the hand gestures and all that. Now we got Canada. Canada is the Canadian goose. You got your geeses. And, gooses, or whatever you want to call them. Looks harmless from afar, but that tiny-brained bird has no self-preservation and will go headfirst into anything, even trying to fight a car. So, yeah. Brazil, the flashy peacock. Flashy, colorful, loud, always performing, claims he can scratch you. but let's face it, it's mostly just drama. Russia. Old grumpy bear. Big, hairy, permanently pissed off. Survived everything that should have killed it. Still just wants to drink, complain, and sit and annoys everyone that is around them. Japan. Japan are bees. They get, they're completely like bees actually, because most of them only work and have no sex. Those few that actually do have sex have all the sex and are fucked insane. So yeah, all work, no sex, except for the very few. And then it's the other way around. And then we have Sweetistan. Imagine a retarded Newfoundland dog that had an offspring with a papillion. Now, a gigantic, drooling body of tiny, anxious brain with no brain cells. Still breathing, convinced they're the most moral creatures on earth while they step into their own shit. Norway. Norway is the Swedish moose. They claim to be majestic, rich, and they're fuck arrogant. Convinced they're better than others, especially the Swedes. Often standing in the road like they own the planet, not knowing why or when or how. Denmark. Denmark is what happens when Swedes and Germans get really drunk. It's an arthritic, retarded, drunk shit. Well, yeah. Finland. Polar bears. They're quiet, they're few, and the reason for why they seem to be so calm is because you're still on the fucking menu. Even Russia knows that. Anyways, if anybody has interest on getting other countries, please let me know. Anyways, bye.